Captain James Miller stood at the window of Earth Defense Force headquarters, his coffee cup frozen halfway to his lips. The morning sky over Washington, D.C. had turned purple, not the gentle purple of dawn, but an alien electric shade that made his skin crawl. Then the ships appeared. They materialized like dark clouds, their metal surfaces drinking in the sunlight, one after another until the sky was filled with them. The coffee cup slipped from his fingers and shattered on the floor, but he barely noticed. "Captain." Lieutenant Adams burst through the door, his face pale. "Sir, we're detecting over 300 vessels in Earth orbit. They're massive." Miller finally turned from the window. At 45, he had spent 20 years preparing Earth for this moment. First contact, but not like this. Not with an armada that could block out the sun. "Get me the Joint Chiefs." Now, his voice was steady, masking the fear that threatened to choke him. The next hour passed in a blur of emergency meetings and rapidly escalating global panic. Social media exploded with videos of the ships. Stock markets worldwide crashed. Religious leaders called for calm while doomsday cults celebrated in the streets. Then the message came. Every screen on Earth, phones, computers, televisions, flickered to life simultaneously. The face that appeared was humanoid but clearly alien. Blue-tinted skin, large eyes with horizontal pupils, and a series of ridges where eyebrows should be. "People of Earth," the creature spoke in perfect English. "I am Ambassador Trell of the Galactic Council. Your world stands at a crossroads." Miller watched from the Pentagon's war room, surrounded by military and political leaders from around the world. President Roberts sat forward in her chair, knuckles white, as she gripped the armrests. "Your species has advanced at an unprecedented rate," Ambassador Trell continued. "In mere centuries, you have progressed from primitive combustion engines to quantum computing. This rapid development has been noted with concern." The ambassador's horizontal pupils narrowed. "The Council has reached a decision. Earth will be given protectorate status within our Federation. This is not a request. This is not a negotiation. This is mercy." The room erupted in angry shouts. Miller kept his eyes fixed on the screen, studying every detail of their new adversary. "You have 48 Earth hours to submit your formal acceptance. All military forces will stand down. All weapons research will cease. In return, you will receive technological benefits and protection under Council law." The ambassador's expression hardened. "Failure to comply will result in immediate defensive action to ensure galactic security." The transmission cut off. President Roberts turned to the room. "Options, people. I need options." "Madam President," General Stone's voice cut through the chaos. "Our orbital defense grid isn't ready. We're at least 2 years from completion." "And our experimental weapons?" she asked. Miller stepped forward. "The Neuralink fighter program is still in testing, but Dr. Reynolds reports promising results. If we had more time." "Time is the one thing we don't have, Captain," the President said, rubbing her temples. "What about diplomatic channels?" The Secretary of State shook his head. "They're blocking all attempted communications. This really isn't a negotiation." Outside the window, the alien ships cast massive shadows over the city. Citizens huddled in groups, staring up at the sky. Some prayed. Some wept. Some just stood in stunned silence. Miller's phone buzzed. A message from Dr. Reynolds. "LUREAK. RUG. Come to the lab. Now." He looked up at the President, who nodded. "Go. We need every advantage we can get." As Miller hurried through the underground tunnels connecting the Pentagon to the research facilities, his mind raced. Humanity had always wondered if they were alone in the universe. Now they knew the truth. But instead of peaceful first contact, they faced subjugation. 2 days. They had 2 days to find a way to survive. To fight back. To prove that humanity wouldn't kneel before any power in the galaxy. The fate of Earth hung in the balance, and the clock was ticking. Dr. Anna Reynolds didn't look up when Captain Miller entered her underground lab. Her eyes were fixed on a holographic display showing two brain scan images, floating side by side. One glowed with a complex web of blue neural pathways. The other showed similar patterns but in red. "You need to see this," she said, finally turning around. Her lab coat was wrinkled, and empty coffee cups littered her desk. She clearly hadn't slept since the aliens arrived. "What am I looking at?" Miller asked, stepping closer to the display. "The blue scan is a human brain. The red one is from the alien ambassador's broadcast." She pointed to specific patterns in each image. "Look at the neural pathway structures. They're completely different." Miller frowned. "And this helps us how?" A smile spread across Anna's tired face. "Because this is why their technology doesn't work well for us, and why ours doesn't work well for them. Our brains are wired differently. Fundamentally differently." She pressed a button, and a new image appeared. A weapons testing video. It showed an alien ship captured years ago, with Earth pilots repeatedly failing to control it properly. "We thought we were just too primitive to use their tech," Anna explained. "But that's not it at all. Their technology is designed for their neural patterns. And ours." She pressed another button, showing a human pilot in the Neural Link fighter prototype. The ship moved like a dream, responding to the pilot's thoughts with perfect precision. "Ours is designed for human brains," Miller finished, beginning to understand. "Exactly. Their entire civilization, their technology, their weapons, they're all built around their type of neural structure. But human brains are different. We can create neural links and AI interfaces that they can't even comprehend." Miller's mind raced with the possibilities. "Can we use this?" "We already are." Anna led him to another room where rows of neural link headsets sat ready. "Remember how our defense grid was only supposed to be 60% complete? Well, it's actually fully operational if you use human pilots linked directly to the system." A loud beep interrupted them. Anna rushed to her computer. "They're scanning us again. But they can't detect our advantage because they're looking for technology like theirs. They don't understand what they're seeing." Miller picked up one of the headsets, studying it. "How many pilots do we have trained on these?" 50 so far. But here's the really good news. It takes their pilots years to learn to use their neural interfaces. Humans, we can train them in days. Our brains are more adaptable. Get me everything you have on this. I need to tell the president." Miller turned to leave but stopped at the door. "Dr. Reynolds." "Anna, this could save us all." She nodded, already turning back to her work. "Just get me more pilots. And Captain, tell them to hurry. Those ships up there, I've analyzed their energy readings. They're not just here to intimidate us. They're charging weapons." Miller ran back through the tunnels, his mind spinning with plans. They had a chance now. A real chance. The aliens had numbers and advanced technology, but they had something they didn't even know they needed: human innovation. In the war room, President Roberts listened intently as Miller explained their advantage. The Joint Chiefs leaned forward, hope lighting their faces for the first time in 24 hours. "How quickly can we get more pilots trained?" the president asked. Dr. Reynolds says days. Maybe faster if we rush it. General Stone stood up. "I'll contact every fighter pilot in every branch. Top guns only. We'll have them at the facility within hours." "Do it," the president ordered. She turned to Miller. "Captain, you're now in charge of Project Phoenix. Get those pilots trained. But keep it quiet. We don't want the council to know what we're doing." As if on cue, the alien ships above shifted position, spreading out to cover more of Earth's surface. Their hulls crackled with energy. Time was running out. But now, at least, they had a fighting chance. Humanity's greatest weakness. Their young, adaptable, changing minds had suddenly become their greatest strength. and the Galactic Council had no idea what was coming. The warning came at dawn. Commander Robert Torres was supervising neural link training when the alien ships began to move. Their massive shapes blocked out the rising sun as they positioned themselves over major military bases worldwide. All pilots to stations. Torres shouted, watching as warning lights flashed across the underground facility. This is not a drill. In the command center, Captain Miller and Dr. Reynolds monitored the situation. Only 30 pilots had completed their neural link training. It would have to be enough. They're targeting military installations, Miller reported, watching the tactical display. Just as we predicted. A warning strike to show their power. The first alien blast hit a base in the Pacific. The explosion lit up their screens, but something unexpected happened. The base's defensive shields, powered by human neural interfaces, flared to life. The alien weapon scattered harmlessly against them. It works. Dr. Reynolds pumped her fist in the air. The neural-linked shields are holding. More attacks came. Beams of energy rained down from the alien ships, but Earth's defenses held firm. The Council's weapons, calibrated for their own neural patterns, struggled against human-designed shields. Launch the counterattack, President Roberts ordered from Washington. Show them what humanity can do. Torres led the first wave of neural-linked fighters. They rose from hidden bunkers worldwide, their designs unlike anything the aliens had seen. Each ship moved like an extension of its pilot's body, dancing through the sky with impossible grace. Remember your training, Torres said over the comm. They expect us to fight like them. Don't. Think differently. Be unpredictable. The alien fleet responded slowly, confused by the unexpected resistance. Their formations were perfect, their tactics by the book. But they couldn't match the creative chaos of human pilots who made split-second decisions and tried moves that no Council training manual had ever considered. A massive alien cruiser fired at Torres's squad. Instead of dodging, the human pilots dove straight toward the beam, splitting apart at the last second. The alien weapon passed harmlessly between them as they struck from multiple angles, their neural-linked weapons finding weak spots in the alien shields. Their ships are shielded against standard attacks, Dr. Reynolds reported, watching the battle data. But they never imagined weapons guided by human neural patterns. We're hitting them where they're blind. The alien cruiser's shields flickered and failed. More human fighters swarmed it, forcing the massive ship to retreat. Similar scenes played out worldwide as humanity's small but effective force bloodied the nose of the mighty Galactic Council. In orbit, Ambassador Trell watched in disbelief as his fleet pulled back from Earth's atmosphere. Impossible, he muttered. Their technology was primitive yesterday. How are they doing this? The battle lasted 3 hours. When it ended, 7 alien ships had been damaged severely enough to retreat. Earth had lost 12 fighters, but their sacrifice had proven something vital. Humanity could fight back. In the aftermath, Torres landed his ship and pulled off his neural helmet. His hands shook from the mental strain of the neural link, but his eyes were bright with victory. Status report, Miller ordered as he entered the hangar. We've shown them we're not helpless, Torres replied. But sir, they'll be back. And next time, they won't underestimate us. Miller nodded grimly. Then we'll need to be stronger. Dr. Reynolds has more pilots in training, and the defense grid grows stronger every hour. Above them, the alien fleet regrouped, their ships clustering together in new defensive formations. The Council had expected an easy victory over a primitive world. Instead, they'd found a species that could not only fight back, but could innovate in ways they'd never seen. The first battle was over. Earth had survived. But everyone knew this was just the beginning. The real war was about to start, and humanity would need every trick, every advantage, and every ounce of creativity to survive what came next. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, in a facility that didn't officially exist, General William Stone led Captain Miller through a massive underground hangar. Their footsteps echoed off metal walls as they walked past row after row of sleek spacecraft. "Welcome to Project Phoenix," Stone said, his voice filled with pride. 15 years of reverse engineering every piece of alien technology we could get our hands on. Crash sites, recovered debris, even small scout ships we managed to capture. Miller stared in amazement. Dozens of ships stood ready, their designs unlike anything he'd ever seen, a perfect blend of human innovation and alien technology. Each one gleamed under the harsh lights, painted with Earth Defense Force markings. "Why didn't we use these in the first battle?" Miller asked, running his hand along one ship's smooth hull. "Because until Dr. Reynolds made her discovery about neural patterns, we couldn't get them to work properly." Stone pressed his hand against a security scanner. A hidden door slid open, revealing an even larger chamber. But now, Miller's jaw dropped. In the massive cavern floated a warship bigger than anything Earth had ever built. Its design was aggressive yet elegant, bristling with weapons but streamlined for speed. "The EDF Phoenix," Stone announced. "Our flagship. Designed by humans, built with alien tech, and now fully operational thanks to our neural link systems." Dr. Reynolds walked up, carrying a tablet filled with data. "The neural interfaces are ready," she reported. "We've modified them to handle the increased power. Each ship in the Phoenix fleet can be controlled by a crew of just 5 linked pilots, all working together in a shared mental space." "How many ships total?" Miller asked. 30 battleships like this one," Stone replied, "plus about 200 smaller craft, a fraction of the Council's fleet, but with our neural advantages." He smiled. "Well, you saw how that went last time." Alarms suddenly blared throughout the facility. Red lights flashed as technicians ran to their stations. Dr. Reynolds checked her tablet and paled. "The Council fleet is moving," she announced. "All of them. They're spreading out to surround Earth completely. No more warning strikes. This looks like a full invasion force." Stone's face hardened. "Then it's time. Captain Miller, get to the command center. Dr. Reynolds, begin neural linking procedures for all crews. I'll inform the President that Project Phoenix is ready for launch." Within hours, the base hummed with activity. Crews of 5 climbed aboard each ship, connecting to their neural interfaces. Through the mental link, they could feel their vessels as if they were extensions of their own bodies. Every weapon, every shield, every system responded to thought alone. In the Phoenix's command center, Miller watched as pilots reported ready. The neural link let him feel their excitement and determination as if it were his own. There would be no miscommunication in battle, no delayed orders. Each crew would think and act as one. "This is General Stone to all Phoenix ships," the radio crackled. "The President has given the go-ahead. Remember your training. Fight smart. Fight together. Show them what humanity can do when pushed too far." The mountain above them split open, massive doors pulling apart to reveal the night sky. Council ships filled the darkness like artificial stars, their weapons charged and ready. "They expect us to cower," Miller said to his crew through the neural link. "They expect us to surrender. Let's show them how wrong they are." The Phoenix fleet rose as one, their engines glowing with powerful alien technology now fully under human control. Across the world, other secret bases opened, revealing more ships. Earth's hidden strength was finally revealed. Through the neural link, Miller felt his crew's fierce determination. They had spent 15 years preparing for this moment. Now humanity would show the galaxy that they weren't just some primitive species to be conquered. They were Earth, and they would not go quietly. On the massive space station that served as the Galactic Council's headquarters, Trademaster K watched the battle reports from Earth with growing interest. The human fleet had emerged from nowhere, their ships displaying technology that should have been impossible for such a young species to possess. "Fascinating," she murmured, her silver-scaled fingers tapping against the display. "They didn't just copy our technology. They improved it." High Admiral Dex stormed into the chamber, his face dark with rage. "You're admiring these primitives. They've destroyed 12 more of our ships. This is an outrage. This is an opportunity, Kay corrected him. She pulled up images of the human vessels. Look at how they've modified our designs. Their neural interfaces are more efficient than ours. Their weapons systems show innovations we never considered. They think differently. They think like savages, Dex spat, fighting without proper formation, using tactics that break every rule of warfare. And winning, Kay pointed out. Around the council chamber, other members shifted uncomfortably. The mighty Galactic fleet, which had enforced peace for 1,000 years, was being fought to a standstill by a single primitive world. Ambassador Trell entered, looking tired. The human fleet grows stronger every day. They're adapting our technology faster than we can counter their advances. 3 more trading guilds have already requested permission to open negotiations with Earth. Negotiations. Dex slammed his fist on the table. They're in open rebellion. I demand we send the entire fleet. Crush them completely. The entire fleet? Kay laughed softly. Like the ships they've already destroyed. Face reality. Admiral. These humans, they're special, different. In all our years of exploration, we've never encountered a species with their particular gifts. On the main screen, another battle played out. A human ship, badly damaged, suddenly changed its fighting style completely. Instead of retreating, it linked its neural network with 4 other vessels, and together they moved in ways that should have been impossible, overwhelming the Council dreadnought. They learn, Kay continued. They adapt. They take our technology and make it their own. And most importantly, they share a strength we didn't even know existed, their unique neural patterns. More council members nodded, seeing the truth in her words. A species that could take alien technology and master it so quickly was valuable. A species that could improve upon that technology was priceless. We did not give them enough credit, Ambassador Trell admitted. We saw their rapid advancement as a threat. Perhaps we should have seen it as a sign of their potential. Traitors, all of you, Dex shouted. I will not stand by while you praise these upstarts. I have 8 battle fleets still ready. I will lead them myself and end this rebellion once and for all. He stormed out of the chamber. Kay watched him go, then turned to the other council members. We need to vote. Now, before his pride dooms us all. But before anyone could speak, alarms blared throughout the station. On the main screen, sensors showed a small human ship had somehow slipped through their defenses. It was heading straight for the council station. How did they find us? Trell gasped. This station's location is our most closely guarded secret. Kay studied the approaching vessel's energy readings and smiled. It seems, my friends, that the humans have another surprise for us. Perhaps it's time we listen to what they have to say. Behind her, the council chamber erupted into chaos as members argued about how to respond. But Kay kept watching the human ship's approach with growing admiration. These humans hadn't just survived the council's attack. They had turned the entire game upside down. And somehow, she suspected, they weren't done surprising the galaxy yet. Captain Miller felt the neural link humming in his mind as their small ship approached the council station. His 5-person crew moved in perfect sync, their thoughts connected through the advanced interface Dr. Reynolds had modified for this mission. Security scan incoming, his pilot thought through the link. They had trained for months for this moment. Their ship, barely larger than a shuttle, carried Earth's most advanced stealth technology. They're using standard council scanning patterns. Miller responded mentally, just like the data showed. Keep steady. The massive space station loomed before them, its crystal-like structure stretching for miles. But Miller's team wasn't looking at its beauty. Through their shared neural link, they all saw the hidden entrance they'd discovered in stolen council files. Service tunnel ahead, the navigator thought. Used by maintenance drones, just big enough for our ship. Their vessel slipped into the narrow tunnel, guided by the combined reflexes of all 5 crew members working as one. Normal pilots could never have managed such precise control. But linked together, sharing their skills and experience, they made the impossible look easy. Security protocols detected. Their tech specialist warned through the link. But they're based on council neural patterns. They can't see us properly. Miller smiled. The council's greatest strength, their standardized, perfectly organized systems, had become their weakness. They never expected anyone to think differently than they did. The ship settled into a hidden maintenance bay. Through their neural link, the crew synchronized their movements perfectly as they suited up. Their armor, reverse-engineered from council designs, would help them blend in. Remember, Miller thought to his team, we only have one shot at this. The data must reach the council chamber's main display. Every council member needs to see it. They moved through the station's corridors, their neural link letting them sense guard patrols before they appeared. When council workers passed, the humans moved with the same stiff, formal precision the aliens used. No one looked twice at them. Central computer hub ahead, their tech specialist reported, ready to upload the data. The evidence they carried was devastating. Secret recordings, financial records, and surveillance data proving that Admiral Dex and his supporters had been illegally mining Earth's solar system for years. They had pushed for Earth's submission not because humans were dangerous, but because they might discover the illegal operations. Guards, the warning flashed through their shared consciousness. Two council security teams approached from different directions. Instead of fighting, Miller's team split up, each person moving in ways that seemed random but were perfectly coordinated through their neural link. The confused guards couldn't follow their unpredictable movements. Upload starting, the tech specialist thought as they reached the computer core. But they've detected us. Station security is responding. Alarms blared. Miller could feel his team's tension through the link, but also their determination. How long? 3 minutes to complete upload. 5 until security reaches us. Miller nodded physically, though in their linked state his team could feel his decision already. Split up. Different routes to the council chamber. They can't catch all of us. Through their connection, each team member downloaded the complete floor plan and security patrol data. They moved out in different directions, each carrying a copy of the evidence. Security forces rushed through the station, but they were looking for a group moving together. They weren't prepared for 5 individuals using different routes, each moving with impossible precision thanks to their shared neural awareness. Miller reached the council chamber first. Behind him, he could feel through the link as his other team members drew security forces away. The massive doors loomed before him. Inside, he knew the council was in session, arguing about Earth's fate. They had no idea that their own corrupt leaders were about to be exposed. Ready, he thought to his scattered team. Initiating final phase. The truth was about to come out, and the galaxy would never be the same. The council chamber erupted into chaos as every screen lit up with evidence of corruption. Captain Miller stood at the main entrance, watching as years of secret deals and illegal operations played across the displays. His neural link hummed with satisfaction as his team members reported safe positions around the station. "This is impossible," Admiral Dex shouted, rising from his seat. "These humans dare tow. These humans," Trademaster K interrupted, "have just shown us exactly why we should have approached them as equals." She studied the financial records flowing across her screen. Illegal mining operations in their solar system. Secret deals. Bribes to push for Earth's submission. Her silver scales flickered with anger. "You weren't afraid of their advancement. You were afraid they'd discover your theft." Ambassador Trell stood slowly, his face dark with rage. "Admiral Dex, is this true?" Before Dex could answer, more evidence appeared. Video recordings of his ships mining asteroids in Earth's system. Communications ordering attacks on Earth's early space probes to prevent discovery. Secret payments to council members who supported aggressive action against Earth. "Arrest him," Trell commanded, but Dex pulled out a weapon. "You're all blind," he shouted. "These humans are dangerous. Look how easily they infiltrated our most secure facility. They must be controlled. Drop your weapon, Admiral. Dr. Reynolds walked in through a side door, followed by General Stone. Behind them came President Roberts herself, escorted by Trademaster K's personal guards. It's over. Miller felt a surge of pride through the neural link as his team converged on the chamber, securing all exits. Their mission had succeeded beyond their wildest hopes. Impossible, Dex whispered, seeing Earth's leaders in the council chamber. How did you get here? Trademaster K contacted us secretly after our first successful defense, President Roberts explained. She recognized what you refused to see, that humanity could be a valuable ally instead of a conquered subject. K stepped forward. We arranged their safe passage here once they showed us proof of your crimes. The council votes unanimously, minus the accused. She looked around the chamber, receiving nods from other members. Admiral Dex and his conspirators are stripped of all rank and authority. Council security forces led the former admiral away. As he passed Miller, Dex spat out one last threat. You'll regret this. Humans will destroy everything we've built. No, Miller replied calmly. We'll help make it better. In the days that followed, the galaxy changed. The council reformed, with Earth granted a full membership seat, not as a protectorate, but as an equal. President Roberts appointed Miller as Earth's first ambassador to the council, while Dr. Reynolds established the new Galactic Research Institute on Earth. The neural link technology alone will revolutionize space travel, Reynolds explained at the Institute's opening ceremony. Alien scientists crowded around her displays, amazed by human innovations. By combining our different approaches, we can achieve things neither of us could do alone. Trademaster K, now the Council's new High Speaker, agreed. Earth has shown us that diversity of thought is not a weakness to be feared, but a strength to be embraced. Their unique abilities and perspectives will help us build a better galaxy for all species. The Earth Defense Force began joint operations with the Council fleet, teaching them about adaptability and creative thinking, while learning from their centuries of experience. Human neural link technology was shared, while Council ships and weapons were modified to work better with human pilots. In his new Council office, Miller looked out at the stars. A year ago, Earth had faced submission or destruction. Now they were helping to lead the galaxy into a new age. His neural link hummed softly, connected to the station's systems in ways the original builders never imagined possible. Feeling nostalgic, Reynolds asked, entering his office. Just thinking about how far we've come, he replied, and wondering what's next. She smiled. The galaxy's a big place, Jim, and now it's open to us all. Outside his window, Earth and Council ships flew together in formation, their crews linked in ways that bridged not just neural patterns, but cultures and species. Humanity had not just survived. They had helped create something new and better. The stars waited, full of endless possibilities, and this time they would explore them together.